guys, welcome back. So today's video I'm going to do a requested beach routine for you. Literally just woke up and put my bathing suit or my bikini top on so I could kind of stay in theme for this. But I'm in San Francisco, and unless I'm in a wetsuit and going surfing, I don't ever get in that water because it is freezing and it typically never gets that hot up here. So I'm in theme just for you guys. What I do is I'm going to do this look, and today is a dreaded hair wash day. I hate washing my hair. I know that sounds so dirty, but it's not like I don't stink. I wash my body every day. I just hate washing and drying and styling my hair. It's like my least favorite thing to do of personal maintenance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this look, and then I'm going to get in the shower with this look so you can see how it holds up if you were to be very hot, sweaty, and you got in the water. Okay, so first, I typically used to wear my hair in pigtail braids when I go to the beach when my hair was longer. Now I kind of can do that because I do have some length. When I go to the beach and pool, this is very simple what I do. I just take a little teasing brush like this. You can use anything. I do keep my hair parted typically on the side, but you don't want to look too polished. I'll just split the hair down the middle on the back of my neck, and I keep a bag of like little tiny elastics because these little suckers will get lost in every drawer you have. So I have clear ones too. I don't know where those are right now. I think they're in my bag, my little beach tote still from Hawaii. I haven't unpacked. And all I'm going to do is loosely gather the hair. And then I'm just going to wrap the elastic around. Now you can put it in, most of them, depending on how thick your hair is. I mean, my hair is like Dog the Bounty Hunter. So normally I could wrap this around probably like 27 times. Some people will be like barely get around their hair once. And I have extensions in my hair. That's how sad that is. I'm going to do this other side. I just want to make sure I don't bring them too high up, but that they're even. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm on like a beach vacation or I'm going somewhere, I'm not even trying to spend any amount of time doing my hair because my hair is naturally wavy. It's like not quite curly, but it's not quite straight, so it's kind of like weird. And as soon as I get hot, or as soon as I get in the water, I will start getting the curls and stuff on the back of my neck. So I don't even mess with my hair, especially when you get up. You typically want to get up and go to the beach. You don't want to be, you know, holding up your group if you're with people for like an hour to get ready to go to the beach. So first step on your skin is the same for me as always. It's going to be prep. And again, guys, I know that I put a lot of products on for prep, but when I tell you my skin is like scaly dry, like my chin right here gets really, really dry and flaky on the corners of my nose. Like yesterday I filmed a liquid lipstick review for the LA Splash, and on the side of my nose by the end of the day was like peeling right here. I was like, no. There is a fine line for me between making sure I moisturize just the right amount and not too much, because since you're gonna be in the heat and it's going to be hot, you're going to be sweating likely, and you want to make sure that you're not super shiny. So again, this is my routine for dry skin people, dry to normal skin. First I'm going to use my B6, and guys, this is not a primer really. This is just a B6 spray, which reduces redness on the skin. It kind of shrinks the pore size, and this actually will help with oil control if you are an oily person. Then I go through with my Codalil Grape Water. I use this stuff, I use those two steps every single day. Go through with my Too Faced Hangover RX, just with a little pump on the back of my hand. Dot that around and rub it in. And for me, if I'm having any especially dry patches on my skin, I like to go through with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Equalizer and focus them on that, which again for me is right here in the crack of my chin. That's where my makeup will start to look the worst, and right here, especially this side of my nose. I don't know why, it's not like I blow my nose all the time, it just is like super dry. I hate that spot. I'm gonna hydrate my under eyes with my Smashbox under eye primer, just to get some moisture down. The most important step of a beach routine is going to be your sunscreen. Now, again, I know I've talked about sunscreen briefly. There are chemical sunscreens and there are physical sunscreens. A chemical sunscreen is going to absorb the UVA and UVBs that your skin is subjected to and turn them into something that is not harmful. A physical sunscreen that contains zinc oxide is going to reflect those UVA and UVB rays off of your face. That also will result in flashback and flash photography. But if you're outside, I don't really think you're going to be taking flash photography during the day. And that doesn't bother me. I'd rather look like a glowing beacon than look like a red tomato. So I'm going to take my Obagi Sun Shield. This is an SPF 50. I'm going to dot this all over my face and down my neck. Now I use a very strong sunscreen again from my neck down. Actually apply that before I get dressed, just so I make sure I don't miss any spot. And then I sit under an umbrella. I like to give this just a little bit of time to kind of set on my skin. My favorite beach products are actually IT Cosmetics, and no, this is not a sponsored video. No, I was not sent any of these. I purchased these all with my own money. I just love IT Cosmetics. Is a very, to me, very natural looking line. Like, I don't put their stuff on and look like a lady of the night, and I appreciate that. I'm going to start with my Bye Bye Under Eyes. Anybody that ever emails me, or you know, my friends on Facebook, or they text me and they say, Steph, I have dark under eye circles, how do I fix them? And they're looking for a fairly quick and simple step. I always recommend the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eyes, and they all have told me that they love this product, that they can't believe they didn't find it earlier. There is a learning curve when using this if you're used to other concealers that you just cake on under your eyes. This does need, in my opinion, the heat from your body to work it in. This is not something that goes on typically awesome with a brush, because it is a little thicker, because the coverage is amazing. They do make a waterproof one, and I do not own that. I own the regular one. I was gonna run out and pick it up, but I don't have an Ulta here in the city, and otherwise I need to order it online. It's just kind of a pain, so I didn't get it. So I'm gonna use this one, and I'm going to try it in the shower to see how it works. Now, I've worn this to the beach and I've never had a problem. So I'm gonna give it a try and see, and if it sucks, then I'll go get the waterproof one. What you're gonna do is you're gonna open this up, and you wanna use the smallest amount of this stuff. Less is more, and that is not a joke, because if you put too much on, you're going to have cakey under eyes. So do you see how small this is? Can you even see that? This little tiny dot. Normally too, I put concealer on over my foundation, but for this is in the shade Neutral Medium. The reason I like to put this on before is, to me, this holds up better because it's a little thicker and more like oil-like, which repel water underneath my eyes, because this, once I start to get wet or anything, this will wear off a little quicker. And if you think about it, if you put this on first and then this, your under eyes could start to look kind of funny and the rest of your face would be okay. So I like to put this on first because this will last to me longer than this. I'm going to pick this up with my finger, tap it in there first from the heat of your finger. And I'm going to take this under my eye. Now I'm going to start lower and work my way up to my lash line, because if you put too much product on right here, that's where that fold in your eye is, it can get kind of cakey. So I'm going to start tapping this. Let me zoom in for you guys. Okay, now you're all up in my business. Okay, so just tapping. Typically I like to put my under eye concealer on a palette and then put it on, but with a brush, but that I don't find works really well with this. I mean, you can take a brush and kind of blend it in later. Now, do you see the difference just with the tiniest little amount, because I still have a ton right here. Do you see how my dark circles have been corrected opposed to this eye? And again, that's just with a few little taps. So that's what we want to do. So I'm going to pick up the rest of that little dot and I'm going to start on this eye. Now, do you see? I don't have a thick cakey layer underneath my eyes, and I've been color corrected. So one of my tricks for making my makeup last a long time is my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. So what I'm gonna do is, now that I have that first layer down, I'm gonna give 2 spritz on my face. It sounds like I said 2 shits on my face, but that's not what I said. Now I'm going to be using my Your Skin But Better CC cream. I do have it in the illumination one, which I love as well. There are very slight variations between that one and this one. Obviously that one's supposed to be more light reflecting and illuminating. I do find though, I didn't really notice that big of a difference at first, but when I went outside and I was in direct sunlight, I was like, whoa, kind of looked a little disco ball-y. So I use that one all the time if I'm going for brunch or something that I want something very simple and fast, but I want that radiant skin. And this is the one I use if I'm sitting outside a lot. This does have an SPF 50 in here, which is amazing. And this does have medium to full coverage, which for a CC or BB cream, that's pretty unheard of. I will tell you, I'm not a huge fan of this scent. It's very lemony to me. It's not bad though, it's just very unique. It does dissipate after you rub it in your skin. So my favorite way to put this on is with my Real Techniques. This is the Expert Face Brush. You can use your fingers and rub it in. I have nails, so I try to avoid using my hands for any makeup application that I can because it'll get under my nails and it weirds me out. So I'm just gonna squeeze some on here, like a small little amount, if you can see that. And then I'm going to dot it on my cheeks or just kind of dot it around, and then I'm gonna start buffing it into my skin. Now what I like about this too for my dry skin is this is moisturizing too. So it's doing like multiple things. It's color correcting for me, which is what CC stands for. It's moisturizing and it's providing SPF coverage for me, which is like, whoa, that's awesome. A multitasker product when I'm trying to get ready fast to go to the beach is amazing. So let's see, I just did half of my face. Like where this is like uneven, again I just dotted it there, but where this is uneven and redness, this looks pretty good. And again, it looks natural. It doesn't look like I have a bunch of foundation on. So I'm gonna rub this in on this side, and again, a little amount. If you need more coverage, you can go over those areas. But remember, the more layers that you add on when you're in the sun, the more possibility of cake face you're gonna get. I'm going to try to play a split screen right now to show you what my face just looked like before I color corrected under my eyes and filled this in. So here is what my base looks like again, guys, and that was super quick. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Now, while I love eyebrow pencils and eyebrow powders, you're really gonna want something that is waterproof, and that typically are the brow pomades. Makeup Forever makes an amazing one too. That one's a little more liquidy for my preferences. My favorite are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomades. I'm going to be using my medium brown. I don't want something that looks like I've drawn my eyebrows on with a Sharpie. So I'm going to take my spoolie and blend through my eyebrows. Everything I use will be listed below if you guys have any questions. This is that brow brush I've been loving. I sometimes take my Inglot Duraline and put it in here just so I can have it a little more liquidy because it can dry out. You can also use your favorite like beauty oil. Just put a small dot in there and it'll kind of liquefy it again if you've been having some drying problems on it, but you do have to make sure you keep the lid on. Just going to lightly feather in on my sparse parts. Again, I don't want like solid lines because it looks too done up. Healthy looking skin, brows, and just like a glossy lip I think is all you really need for a good beach look. I'm gonna go through with my spoolie and blend that. Make sure you do this step, like it'll make a big difference on them not looking really harsh and like you Sharpied them on. Then I'm gonna set them with my Clear Brow Gel by Anastasia. Now on to bronzer. I really love this IT Cosmetic. This is their CC Radiance Bronzer, Ombre Bronzer. So down here you have like a matte bronzer all the way to like a shimmery, and then what you could use is like a bronzy highlight. I'm gonna pick that up on my Real Techniques. This is my multitasking brush, and I'm going to stick onto the matte side. I don't want to pick up too much, and I'm going to bronze the areas where the sun would have hit my face. So right around the top of my cheekbones. I mean, not high up where my highlight will be, but right in here. You can kind of suck your cheeks in. And just give yourself some color, like that. I don't want to go heavy because I'm white as milk. I don't want to look like an Oompa Loompa. I bronze the borders of my face. Now from that, I'm going to take a little swipe of this more of a highlight shade on the top here. And I'm taking that on my Sigma F35, and I'm going to just kind of hit that on the top of my cheekbones. Right there. You see that? I don't like to bring a ton of products to the beach with me, but I do have hooded eyes, and that CC cream that I used will crease and look oily on my eyelids like if I don't prime my lids. So I'm gonna pick up a little of my Urban Decay primer potion, and I'm just going to put that on and kind of really try to matte those lids out. This is like a huge big mama. This is like a brick. I don't like to pack this with me because, again, it's ginormous, but I do have little travel containers like this with a lid that I will put a little of this in when I am traveling. This is my favorite setting powder. This is by La Mer. I know this has been like sold out forever online, but I really do like this. This is very costly, but it does last you a lifetime, and for someone with dry skin like me, It gives me a very natural looking finish without drying my face up. I'm gonna take my MAC 217 and just swirl a little in there, and I'm just gonna tap it all over my eyelid to kind of set them to make sure that they don't get greasy. I'm going to multitask. Again, I don't like to bring a ton of products with me when I am packing for the beach. I'm going to take my MAC 217 and I'm going to dip it in my bronzer up on the top shade there, the darker one. And I'm just gonna put that in the crease of my eye to give myself a little definition. Then I'm going to take some of this highlight color and I'm gonna pack that on my lid. Very lightly, just to add a little bit of light to my eye. I'm gonna set my under eyes with some more of that La Mer powder. Swirl it in. I'm gonna use that on my Sigma F35 highlight brush. I'm gonna bring that kind of down on the sides of my nose. I'm gonna bring a little setting powder on my chin and then kind of on my forehead, really where when I do get shiny or hot, where I start to show the first signs of it. I'm going to take my MAC Shroom. I do have it in an individual opposed to my books because this goes with me everywhere. I just throw this in my makeup bag and it's not too much. And I put that on my Real Techniques shading brush and I'm gonna highlight the inside corner of my eye. A little up on my brow bone. You don't want something too like in your face, but it is nice to add a little lift. You can even take a little of that and put it on your Cupid's bow. Kind of rub that in. If you wanted, you can take a little of this or the one that was in the ombre bronzer and just kind of bring a little down the bridge of your nose. I like to wear more of like a bronzy blush when I'm at the beach. For that, I'm going to use my MAC Sunbask or the Becca Wild Honey or the NYX Terracotta. On my MAC 129 short handle brush, I'm going to smile and just put it on the apples of my cheeks and make sure you blend it in. You know, you just want a little bit of like a bronzy glow without it being too heavy. So I'm going to curl my lashes with my Shoot More lash curler, and I'm gonna get as close to the base as I can because this is the important part since I have hooded eyes too, is I really wanna make sure my lashes are turned up. So I squeezed it once at the base and I'm gonna squeeze it one more time up at the tip like that. For me, like I don't know if you can tell the difference on this. These are kind of like sticking straight out and these are curled so it opens my eyes a little more. It's really turning them up because without the eyelashes, I really need that help. If you wanted to multi-use products, you could use some of the Dipbrow to line your eye. I think that's too harsh of a look for the beach for my preference. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that bronzer on my MAC 266 and I'm just gonna lightly run it underneath my eye just to give me a little definition. Time for mascara. I really love these Blinc eyelash primers. This black one I use on my bottom every day pretty much, and I also have their regular mascara and I also have the regular tubes. Now these are water resistant, not waterproof, but the primers will take on whatever mascara you put on top if you do put a mascara on top of them. So if you use this and then you put a waterproof mascara over the top, it will be waterproof. It kind of coats each lash in like a tube that doesn't necessarily rub right off, but it's not like those particles. I don't like those particles because they fall on my eyes. I'm going to take my black lash primer and I'm going to coat the bottom ones first. And then I'm going to do the top. Focus more time than I normally do on mascara. Normally I don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but without wearing eyelashes, I do want them to kind of look like they have something there. Because you can layer this. You gotta let it dry. Let me zoom in to show you guys. You see the difference already with the one that has the black lash primer on there? There's no mascara, it's just the primer versus without it. I don't even know if I own a waterproof mascara. I think I've given them all away as soon as I try them because I don't like that stuff. So just to show you one whole eye, now that this is drying, I'm going to go over it with my Blinc Mascara. That is, again, water resistant but not waterproof. So after I get out of the shower, we'll see if I look like a crazy person. So I'm going to go over the primer. Biggest qualm with mascara only is I hate tarantula eyes. It's like when I'm talking to someone that has them too, I can't help but stare at them. This is a big brush. If you don't like that, you're not gonna like this. But like, let's just look zoomed in. So now I'm just gonna do the other side. Gonna give my face another spray of my Urban Decay setting spray. And when I mean spray, I mean like 5 sprays, obviously. Just to finish off my lips, I'm going to use my Christian Dior. This is my Creme de Rose. I love this lip balm. And I love the finish of it. It's like light pink. It's glorious. And I love rose scent. Not like old lady rose, but this kind of rose. Okay guys, so this is my completed look. It shouldn't take you, I mean, maybe 5 minutes, not even, in the morning. I pack like a small little makeup bag and I just put it in the sink. I do this really quick and I'm out the door. Another awesome thing about this is due to this little plastic tube, you can throw this in your bag with you and just rub some more on when you're at the beach if it does start fading. I'm gonna get in the shower in a little bit. I'm gonna kind of let this set, make sure it's all dry and everything, and I'm gonna wear it around the house for a little bit, and then I'm gonna get in the shower, and when I come back I will have wet dog hair, but I will show you how it's held up. So like if you were to get in the water, I'm not gonna like rub and scrub my face in the shower, but I will get it wet obviously. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so I have taken a shower. I've had this on about 3 hours. I ran some errands. When I was in the shower, I mean, obviously some water like trickled down my face and it was really steamy because I do take hot showers. Again, that is horrible for your skin because it ages them. But so I will zoom in just to show you. This holds up really well. One thing I forgot to say about this is, again, this is my favorite tinted moisturizer, CC cream, BB cream by far. I start to have problems after about 4 hours of wear, and when I mean problems, I mean it's nothing huge, but it will start to break up right around on the corners of my nose and sometimes on my cheeks. That's without the setting mist though. That's just like if I'm wearing this around and running errands, and it's not always, but since this is an SPF and you are going to be at the beach, I mean you should reapply anyway, but I will zoom in quickly to show you guys the wear. Okay, my eyes haven't smeared, my highlight and everything is still on, my lip balm is almost gone, but again, that was a few hours ago and I haven't reapplied. If you were oily and you wore this, you're definitely gonna need to set it with a setting powder, and I actually would probably even think of wearing a mattifying primer underneath this, because this is what I would call a treatment cosmetic. It has a lot of beneficial items to your skin, and IT stands for Innovative Technology Cosmetics. This was developed with plastic surgeons' help for ingredients that are really good for the skin. This has the expensive physical sunblocks in it, like the zinc oxide. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.